You have got to be kidding me. You cannot be serious. After all of the going round in circles through all the criminal procedure rules and magistrates' court acts and then not finding anything, but yet we've got this assisting offenders thing they've got on their very own website, the CPS, but we don't find it. And then we find the CPS were only invented in 1985 when that tumultuous act went out in 86, so no one in the CPS now will know of its existence or use. Then I'm going through these other acts. I found about these special election petition rules and corrupt practices that have all these things in it that are literally like on exactly bang on with what I'm looking for, and this is kind of it. I'm like, this is it, but it's almost it. It's like it's particular procedures, special procedures, which are near identical to what I'm looking for. But like we've got the tumultuous act, and I'm like, okay, that's so where's the like kind of procedure for it? Well, this is kind of like just like it. And then I go through all the, and then it's like I'm getting back onto some like, so like, well, I need to, CPS knows something about this certificate of indemnity. So because they're giving indemnity to, when they take on witnesses, even if they're criminals. I'm like, so, they're using this kind of principle, but it's not in the criminal procedure rules or the civil procedure rules. So what's going on? And I'm like, well, they only formed in 1985. And I'm like, well, what's it based on? What is the assisting offenders based on? It's not in the criminal procedure rules. So what is it? Where they got it from? It's not in the civil law criminal procedure rules. It's not in the Magistrates Court Act. It's not in the Act when the CPS are invented. And then I've just kind of found it now, assisting offenders, and you're not actually going to believe this. You will not believe this, right? It is the Criminal Law Act 1967, which is one of the acts that I found and used. And then that section 3, I forgot the name of the section because I know the provisions of the section, but not the name. So that Criminal Law Act 1967, this is the exact act that I raised against Watson, the judge, for prosecuting me, and it's the thing that I managed to use to get my actual complaint into the Judicial Conduct Office on his conduct, not on the judgment, on the conduct, because he admitted that he agreed that I was doing a petition to the government, and that at the time he didn't contest that my investigation into illegal road signage, even at the time. He didn't contest that, but he didn't believe in any immunity or prosecution. Indemnity. He didn't believe in that. I believe that it existed. But he said that he agreed that I was investigating illegal road signage. So I'm like, well, if he agrees that I'm investigating illegal road signage, then the law says that anyone who obstructs me, it's an offence. It's a criminal offence. If anyone obstructs me or prevents me from that investigation, because it's any person, you'd have to be a police officer. Now, this is the mind bender after all of this about the CPS and their assisting offenders. It is the provision that allows me to pursue the criminal and no one obstruct me, not even a police officer, which has got the magistrate for misconduct. This is assisting offenders. This is the assisting offenders section. But it's penalties for assisting offenders. Well, you're helping a criminal if you stop me from chasing them. Now, the title of the CPS's immunity that they've got to seek authorization from the Attorney General, right? But we've got the power to give directions, the right to petition the government. We've got the right to start our own case. You and me don't have to ask the Attorney General if we can have permission to petition the government and do a case. But what's that case about? Well, if it involves investigating things and there are crimes as well involved with it, and you want a national public inquiry into it because it's corrupt practices. Basically, this is it. Corrupt practices, like we said with the election petition rules, corrupt practices, which is breaking the law. So this is what we're using. But This is the only thing that they can possibly get the. Where did they get the word assisting offenders from? Well, it's not from the creation of the Crown Prosecution Service in 1985. There's no Crown Prosecution Service before 1985, but they've got this Criminal Law Act 1967 is what the prosecutors themselves, as individual prosecutors, as lawyers, when they're prosecuting on behalf of the Crown, or on all different, whatever your, all lawyers around the country, whether you're a solicitor or a barrister or a prosecutor, you don't need this Crown Prosecution Service to be a prosecutor. You just need to be a lawyer who has studied prosecution, to rock up for the police. Here's the case files, the evidence, go prosecute him, So this assisting offenders did exist before the Crown Prosecution Service existed. So it's not something that they specially invented for the CPS when they created the CPS. And what the principle of it is in the Criminal Law Act. And this is the only thing that, well, if you're pursuing a case or someone who's done something wrong in the law, then if anyone that gets anywhere or obstructs you, they're committing an offence, not you. And this is effectively like in the Corrupt Practices Act, because when you appear as a witness, you get a certificate of indemnity because you're giving evidence. Even if you commit a crime, it protects you. That's the point. So this is before the CPS. So really, the CPS are kind of like the Homer Simpson. It's like the dumbed down law. It's almost like the tablet or the app. It's like the will prosecute you app. It's almost like the modern kind of petitioning the government. Tick the box, fill your name in. He'll give you 50 characters. It's almost like dumbing us down on the government website. So Starmer, people leading the CPS, leading this new McDonald's. It's like the McDonald's of law. It's like Ronald McDonald's law, It's like Burger King or Wimpy or something. Like Starmer is like, that's a serious burger. It could kill someone, if you eat 50 of them, that's just, it's like on The Lost Boys, isn't it? That's a serious book, man. It's like, like Lost Chinese City buried under the ground, it's a chicken fried rice with, sweet and sour chicken. That's serious food, man. Could kill you, Well, it's killing people. It is killing people. It is killing people. That's the thing. It's been killing people for the last 50 years. And the sperm count's gone through the floor, And where's my election number? Where's my voting number on my ticket when I put it in the box? It's been taken off. So why is Tony Blair making us all turn up with ID cards now? Patel and ushering in invasion from the immigration invasion. This is it. So I'm going to search this now. We'll search this for anything else. So this section is completely relevant. Set or with by consent of the Director of Public Prosecutions, no proceeding shall be instituted for an offence raided subsection 1 above, except or by or with the consent of Director of Public Prosecutions, where a person is committing a reasonable offence or offence intent to impede is apprehension or prosecution shall be guilty of an offence. You know what this is? This is almost like, if you've got a grievance against the government, why would you be bringing a grievance against to Parliament unless someone's done something